But I think there's also an element of just when you're working through something, you want to make sure that people understand kind of how it is progressing and kind of what is going on and what have you or the team been working on that means they're going to get what they want out of the end of it. So and sometimes it may be actually there was this really complex piece that needed to be done of coding or tidying up of a kind of data field or doing something that to the stakeholder is probably quite mundane, but actually explained in simple terms to them of we weren't able to move forward with X because Y wasn't in a state to be able to do it. So what we've spent is a number of hours tidying that up, sorting that, getting it working. I mean, an example that I often give is when I worked at Eurostar, one of the issues we had was twofold. One was people booked return tickets, but the tickets were not connected. So we had to find a way to connect the outbound ticket to the return ticket. And the second one was most of them didn't have times for the trains. So it told you that you were getting the 9112 to Paris on, the 25th of July, but it didn't tell you what time it was at. And so actually there was a lot of things there that you needed to pull in to actually make the data kind of meaningful to people. And so actually that was a fairly major piece of work that we needed to do to go, actually, how do we standardize that information so that it can be used? And explaining that to the stakeholders that were going, actually, the output I want to know is how many times has X customer traveled with us. It's well, until we can tell you that kind of, yes, they've traveled on 17 trains, but actually that was 9 trips or that was 17 trips, it's two very different situations, sort of thing. So it was something that kind of you could explain to them, they could understand, they could grasp, they could actually appreciate, oh yeah, that's probably not your fault. That's a fault of how we set the data up originally, and actually there are things we can do to improve that. But yes, you needed to fix that.